Okay. Okay. So I'm hyperventilating a little bit. If I fall over, pick me up because I've got some things to say.
Says I talk too much. Sometimes
you need to listen more than you speak.
But today feels different.
I stumble around the room in ruby slippers. They're too big for me. I'm no Cinderella. Forget the land of Oz. I'm in The Women. I admire my mother's dexterity. Red lips, cheeks, fingernails, which I help her to paint. I try painting my own nails and get caught in a fiery row. I'm the scarlet whore of Babylon, dancing in the hanging gardens. My father shouts at me, red in the face. Oh, why doesn't he just...
Oh, fuck me! He's fucking me off!
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Young lady, you don't fool me one bit.
I'm not trying to. But I bet I could, though.
What kind of husband does you think I should get?
I should take a single man, leave the husbands alone.
Well, what do you want to marry him for?
I want to marry him for your money.
Fair.
Tout s'achète. L'amour, l'art, la planète Terre, vous, moi, surtout moi.
And if you had a daughter, wouldn't you rather she didn't marry a poor man?
But I was...
You'd want her to have the most wonderful things in the world and to be very happy. Oh, why is it wrong for me to want those things?
Well, I concede that... Say, they told me you were stupid. You don't sound stupid to me.
My mom said to me, you know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. And I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
I actually believe in body liberation and body neutrality. Like, I believe in just not thinking about your body, and I have the luxury of being able to do that because I'm not being constantly persecuted for my size. I get more things done in my day when I'm not thinking about my figure. I can't stand in front of a mirror and say, oh, I love my thighs, I love my cellulite. I can just not think about them and think about my bank account and orgasms, you know?
That we were also talking about a taboo subject that for so long has caused us as women so much pain and strife because of, you know, although it's something we have to go through internally, it's also something that's so stigmatized and unspoken about. And I love that that was something so beautifully brought into everyone's speeches at the protests. And it was so funny and it was so like...
empowering.
Yeah, it was so empowering to be like, yes, we bleed from our vaginas.
Yeah. Red, the daughter of aggression, mother of all colours. Extreme red, the colour of brigades and flags, marching red.
People with political power and politicians weren't doing anything.
If you only saw it on the news, you wouldn't get it. You can't get it. Because they can't communicate the feeling, the experience, to be around thousands of people who all care as much as you do. People who look like me and people who don't.
El patriarcado es un juez que nos juzga por nacer y nuestro castigo es la violencia que no ves. El patriarcado es un juez.
Regarde ton pays, regarde la fertile France et voir les villes et les villages défigurés en gaspillant la ruine du cruel ennemi.
It is very, very important that we keep control in this moment and we make this as peaceful as possible. Exactly. We make this as peaceful and as organized as possible. Because you know what, guys? They want us to mess up. Black lives have always mattered. We have always been important. We have always meant something. We have always succeeded, regardless. Do you not understand? I'm speaking to you from my heart. Look, I don't know if I'm going to have a career after this. Fuck.
I think that we send a very clear message to people of color that you're not welcome here. I think that's the message that we're sending to people that have contributed so much to our medium and our industry and in ways that we benefit from. I think that people just want to be acknowledged and appreciated and respected for their work. This is not a self-righteous condemnation, because I'm ashamed to say that I'm part of the problem.
It wasn't an accident that my first acting job was one that was really politically engaged. What I need to do with my work is just carry on down this path of trying to create from a really personal place. But for some people, that might seem like a really political place. But it just so happens that my personal life, my reality, living in this body, just like your reality, living in that body in a totally different way, is inherently political in some people's eyes. But if by political they mean provocative to talk about, if by political they mean something that is usually airbrushed out of our stories and our commentary, then yeah, it is political. But I don't think there's anything inherently political about
wanting to be.
Write the tale that scares you, that makes you feel uncertain, that isn't comfortable. I dare you. In a world that entices us to browse through the lives of others to help us better determine how we feel about ourselves, and to, in turn, feel the need to be constantly visible. For visibility these days seems to somehow equate to success.
Face your fronts. And that basically means don't look left, don't look right, don't compare yourself to this person, this person. Focus on what makes...
That's so good.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's sick. It's the best. Yeah. And I use it. And it just means that then you focus on your own path, your own journey, making sure you're respecting everyone along the way, being good to people along the way, working hard, and you will flourish.
I feel a responsibility to talk about this. I feel a personal kind of anger and a burning need to talk about this. But I want to do it in a way where I'm not complaining and I'm not a victim, in a way where I write my own narrative. And,
agency.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that the lesson is that you carve out control where you can find it. And there is some power and something important that comes from telling your story. These are power dynamics that we don't often acknowledge.
You know, I share. It's a way that I understand myself. It's a way that I process. It's a way that I heal. It's a way that I protect. And I realized as I began to sort of write and ask other people that this experience was very common, and that there were so many different ways that this theft of consent was spanning across all these different communities. I have so many different stories, and that is heartbreaking, and yet also for me provided a very good basis to tell a story to everyone, for everyone. It became our stories.
We all have stories to tell and projects we need finance. Don't talk to us about it at the parties tonight. Invite us into your office in a couple days, or you can come to ours, whichever suits you best, and we'll tell you all about them. I have 2 words to leave with you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Inclusion rider.